What we're looking at today is a Nanobeam AC Gen 2. What this allows you to do is set yourself up a remote network further away from your home. So whether it would be something like an outhouse or a garage or even a barn or further away from your house. Now setting these up are quite easy and simple. What I did initially was get them both plugged into my network at home, and then I've set one up one side and set another up another side, plugging into an additional switch. Once you've set up the configuration, you can move the Nanobeam across to wherever your other preferred location is and move a switch with it. To get these powered up, you will need a PoE injector. This comes with the Nanobeam itself, so you don't need to worry about anything additional. What we'll do in today's video is we'll go through step by step how to get this configured and set up. We will also have a look at adopting a switch remotely and also setting up some additional UniFi components and how that works. If you do enjoy this video at the end, remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos every week. Let's jump straight in. The two Nanobeams are set up and plugged into the existing switch, so we want to set this up on your existing network first before we go ahead and set it up on the other side. So I'm going to set up the first one that is going to stay on the existing part of the network. Just to show you what we have here, if I go to network, devices, you can see there's nothing here. Neither do they show on this part of my network either in the clients. So let's go ahead and connect to the first one first. So I'm actually going to go ahead, and you can see there is one here. I know by this MAC address this is the one that's going to connect to the existing part of my network. So we go ahead and connect to that, and if we actually have a look on here, it's going to try and connect to it, and it gives it an IP address of 192.168.172.168. So we actually connect to the gateway of that, so we go 192.168.172.1, and that's HTTPS. So then you want to connect to it, click advanced, proceed, and now we're connected to our first one. What you'll need to do first is select the country you're in, so United Kingdom, accept the terms of use and click continue. Choose a username, so I'm just going to go InsideWire, choose a password, and here we go. So we're straight in at the moment. So it will always warn you that the management radio is enabled for X amount of minutes. What the management radio is it allows you to do exactly what we did. So we connected via the management radio, and that's what that is. So you can disable that. Once you get it set up, you don't actually need it anymore. It's probably something I would keep enabled just in case. You can just reboot the access point and connect to the management radio. So let's have a quick look in here. What we need to do first, I think, is give it a static IP. So if we go to network, you can see down here it's got this address. So we want to give it something on our existing network. So let's go 37. We want to leave it in bridge mode, simple configuration. We'll leave everything as it is for now, and we click Save Changes. So we've given the first one a static IP. I'm going to do the same on the other one now as well. So let's go back to here. Let's click on the management radio or the Wi-Fi settings. We can change to that one. And now we've connected to the other one, so that's fine. It's going to be the same IP. So same again, United Kingdom, accept the terms of use and click continue. Let's type in a username. Just give it the same username and password, probably for ease of use, but you can set them separately. They are individual components, so you don't have to have the same for each one. And then we do the same, so we go to network, and this one we're going to give it a 10.1.1.38. 10.1.1.1 is the gateway, and 10.1.1 is the IP, DNS IP. So save that. Okay, so at this point you are able to also update it, so you can check now for updates. I know I've already run the update on this, so I don't need to do it again, but you would click check now just here. you'd click check now just here and it will go off and check for an update, and then automatically you just click update now and it goes off and updates it. We have both Nanobeams set up on static IPs. We can connect back to our network and now connect to them via individual IPs. So let's go ahead and do that. So we join back to the network, and what we probably can do is just do a quick ping. We can see a response on that one, and we see a response on that one too. So we know both of them are set up and working. So let's go back to the other side. We can close this. Let's go 10.1.1.37, and then we do the same again, 10.1.1.38. So we're connecting to both of these. So we have 3.7 on one side, which is this one, and 3.8 on the other. So we're going to set this one up, 3.7 up as our main one that is going to connect to our existing network. So 3.7 is going to connect to our existing network. 3.8 is currently connected to our existing network, but it's going to go remote shortly. So going back to 3.7, first thing we're going to do is go to wireless. We're going to leave this off, access point off, point to point mode off, and we're going to select an SSID. So for this one, I'm just going to say home network. And then we just want to choose a wireless password. So we choose a password there. So home network, choose a password, and then we save the changes there. And then we go across to 3.8. Now on this one, we're going to do something a little bit different. So on this one, we're going to go to wireless. We're going to set this up as the access point because it's now the receiver. We then change this, so home network, and we set the same pre-shared key. So, and then we click save. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go back to 3.7 and go to the dashboard, and we'll watch this in real time for once it gets connected. It will take a couple of minutes, so we'll quickly let that run through. Okay, so there you go, you can see they're set up now. So you can see here SSID between them, it's home network. Don't worry about the throughput capacity at the moment, that will level itself out. It's just getting set up, getting all the signals across, making sure, checking out the interference, etc, etc. So don't worry too much about that yet, that it's not balanced out. And if we go across, so this is 3.7 as you can see up here, and if we go across to the other one, 3.8, and we go back to the dashboard, you can see it's set up here as well. So what we're going to do now is 3.8, I'm going to unplug from our existing network and I'm going to plug it into a brand new switch that I've not adopted yet. So let's think of so the scenario, we've set it up, we're now taking one of the remote ones across to your outhouse or to a second building, wherever you're going to be using this. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll see what this looks like. Okay, so that's done now. I've basically unplugged it from my existing network, plugged the power over Ethernet injector into the new switch, so we're completely segregated now, we're no longer connected to the existing same network. Just to show you that it is still connected, if I try and ping 3.8, you can see I'm still connected to my home Wi-Fi. If I try and ping 3.8, I'm still getting a response. So what we do now, if I go to my UDM Pro, if I have a look on here, give this a quick refresh maybe. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's my fans whirring up of the switch in the background. So you've got 10.1.1.37 and 3.8, so they're both plugged into, well, one's showing it's still plugged in, the second one's still showing as plugged in, but it's not, so 3.8 is now disconnected. So let's go ahead to devices. You can see this has just popped up on my network. That's showing as I'm plugged into UDM Pro switch 1, but definitely not. So if I go to devices now, you can see it's pending adoption, so I can add, and we'll let that go off and adopt. So there we go, that's all recorded. So you can see now we have our 48 port switch here, which is connected to the UDM Pro via this uplink. Let's just have a quick look at what the map looks like. Let's get rid of the clients. So it doesn't actually show the wireless links on here. I thought it might show that on here, but I guess it doesn't, so that's fine. So what I'm going to do now is just quickly show you what you can do with it in terms of the device itself. So you can see we have normal control over the switch as we would do, and if I go to port 2 and edit, you can actually still configure all your VLANs. So your VLANs can traverse across this Nanobeam, which is good. So you can still have your IoT network, your regular network, guest network all set up on the other side. You can also plug in access points into here if you wish to do so, you can do that. But just for the demonstration of the purpose of this video, I'm going to plug in my UniFi access to make sure that still works, and I'm also going to plug in a Protect camera just to make sure that works as well. So I'm just going to go off and do that. Okay, so they're plugged in. Let's go have a quick look on the client side. Just let that refresh quickly. There you go. You can see one G3 Flex just there. You can see the UA light, the UA hub. So if I quickly go to devices, if I quickly go to maps, scroll out a little bit, and if I show the clients now, you can see up here I have a couple of things connected to that 48 port switch. Why it's showing twice, I'm not sure. I think there might be a bit of a glitch in the mapping system. But yeah, it's pretty much plugged in there. So same MAC address, same ports. Again, it's weird why that's glitching, but you can see that's plugged into there. So if I now go to Protect, we have a look at the devices. Yep, the other one's not plugged in at the moment, but you can see this one's come online 3 minutes ago. So if I quickly go to live feed, just excuse the mess, you can actually see my two Nanobeams are set up here. That's what I wanted to quickly show you, how they're set up. They're along here. And now same again, if I go to access, and if I go to elements, you can see my three are online. So you can actually set up your whole network on the other side. You don't need a second cloud key or anything like that. And I guess one final thing that I said right at the start, we would go back to the Nanobeams to have a quick look. You can see the speeds are balanced out now. You're getting about a 250 megabits per second throughput, 268 megabits per second from this side. So that's the sort of number you're looking at. It's fairly balanced, and it looks like the stretch you can get up to 984 feet. So when going through the setup of these, it's important to note that you're not able to use the power over Ethernet on the Generation 1 switch. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a Generation 2 switch, so I'm unable to test it. It would be good to see if the PoE++ on the Gen 2 switch powers these Nanobeams themselves. However, for my setup at the moment, I found myself using the PoE injectors. As I mentioned right at the start, this is fairly easy and simple to set up. There's just a few clicks in terms of the configuration and you're ready to go. I managed to move across my UniFi access settings across to the other side, and also I moved one of my UniFi Protect cameras. Now, that is if you have another switch. On the actual Nanobeams themselves, they do have a second data port with PoE functionality. So if you are somewhere where you just want to set up a camera, you can send a Nanobeam across and just plug the camera straight into the Nanobeam itself. I really do hope you found this video useful. Remember to hit that like button and hit subscribe if you want to see more videos every week. If you want to see more Ubiquiti content, feel free to drop me a comment in the below of what you'd like to see. I've also included the Amazon affiliate links to the products used today in this video. Feel free to check them out as it does help me bring you more content. For now, this is InsideWire, and I'll see you in the next one.